Straight ahead on WBKB News at 11, a Michigan representative has been selected to serve as part of the Great Lakes Legislative Caucus. Plus, we often hear about hockey, but did you know about the Alpena Speed Skating Club and the opportunities it has to offer? And the Boys and Girls Club is looking to grow a community mentoring program. Find out how you can get involved. We'll have those stories, plus your local weather and sports. WBKB News at 11 starts now.
From Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between, this is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. Your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
State Representative Peter Patalia of Presque Isle has been selected as a Michigan representative for the Great Lakes Legislative Caucus. Good evening, I'm Ashley Reed. The group of lawmakers from 8 U.S. states and 2 Canadian provinces focuses on Great Lakes protection and restoration issues. Patalia quotes Lake Huron is critical to the economy and lifestyle in our local communities and the Great Lakes to Michigan as a whole, so it's a real honor and opportunity to be able to serve state residents in this capacity. The caucus's 3 primary goals are to exchange ideas and information on key Great Lake issues, strengthen the role of state and provincial legislators in the policymaking progress, and promote the restoration and protection of the Great Lakes. As you can tell, the lakes here are important, and the Department of Natural Resources is inviting everyone to take advantage of Michigan's annual free fishing weekend. On February 15th and 16th, Michigan residents and non-residents can fish without a license. And to encourage involvement, there will be an ice fishing tournament in Alpena. The 6th annual Real Fun Ice Fishing Tournament will be held on Grand Lake on February 15th. There are 1,000 tickets available and over 1,200 holes that will be drilled on the lake prior to the tournament. Gates will open at 9 for people to choose their hole, and from noon to 3 everyone will fish. There will also be food and vendors throughout the day.
And it just gets people to go out there and enjoy it with their family. I think a lot of adults will go and fish, but they don't bring their kids. They don't bring their wife, maybe it's there. They don't go as a family. And I think when you have free fishing, it's the one time that you can do it as a family without having to buy a license to find out you won't use it again.
Prizes will be determined by fish weight and time registered if there's a tie. This year's first place winner will get a new John Deere Gator. In addition to the tournament, there will be a Real Fun Festivus for the community at the Aplex the night before. The party will include cocktails, a pasta bar, raffles, and a DJ. All money raised will go to benefit the River Center, whose mission is to build a healthier Thunder Bay habitat and promote stewardship through environmental education and research. For more information about the tournament or for ticket information, just visit www.icefishingalpena.com. From the ice outside to the ice inside, we often hear about hockey here in Alpena, but seldom do we hear about speed skating. This evening, the Alpena Speed Skating Club held its first Try It event. With the Winter Olympics fast approaching, they thought what better time to expose this sport to the public. Youth were coached through the basic speed skating fundamentals, including pushing, gliding, crossovers, and basic positioning.
It's a great community sport. It's really good. It provides competition for the kids, for the youth, racing. A lot of people call it speed skating NASCAR on ice. So if you like to go fast and turn left, this is a really great way to obviously get a workout. It's great for all ages, whether you're about 4 or 5 years old, all the way up to 95 years old.
Winslow skated with the U.S. national team. After recently moving to Alpena, he got involved with the Speed Skating Club. The club has been around for many years. Members used to compete on the old outdoor rink by Mishikiwis Park. It has now moved to indoor short track at Northern Lights Arena. Speed skating is something Winslow is very passionate about, and he is looking forward to helping build the Alpena Speed Skating Club. Make sure you stay tuned for sports. We'll see WBKB reporter Jeff Kolb testing his luck on the ice. And the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena is working to grow its mentoring programs. Lunch Buddies and High School Bigs are the club's 2 biggest programs, but they're hoping to build their community mentoring program. The club is looking for mentors who have graduated high school and to be paired with a child between the age of 6 and 18. This mentor would be a role model and friend to the child they are paired with, taking even just an hour out of their week to take their paired child to dinner, ice skating, a football game, or anything else they may please.
We've noticed that those kids that have mentors have a huge difference in their self-esteem. They're more socialized, and they're also more able to proceed academically too, because their grades improve.
Mentors are paired with the children based on similar personalities and location. BD says it's difficult to find mentors and there is a constant need. Those interested should contact the Boys and Girls Club. Throughout the year, Bay Athletic Club in Alpena has shared inspiring 60 seconds of inspiration stories, and last night was a celebration for those who have taken control of their health. Last night was the 5th annual fitness-inspired gala held at Art in the Loft. This year's theme, Stories of Triumph. There were 30 success stories honored and about 130 people in attendance.
We realize that people are inspired by other people's stories, so we created an event annually where we can share the triumph in people's stories and let them get up and share how they've shed weight, how they've shed insecurity, how they found strength, new friends, new health, and it's just a night to just celebrate taking control of your health.
Amanda Freeland and her husband were part of a 60 Seconds of Inspiration story 3 years ago, both of them losing more than 30 pounds. Freeland is now a fitness instructor at Bay Athletic Club.
We just ended up happier, healthier, our relationship got better, and so we were asked to be a 60-second inspiration story, and we were so honored, and it just felt amazing to be included in the community, and we ended up meeting so many people because of that.
Last night, the audience voted for who they thought had the most inspiring story in 2013. That honor was awarded to Maya Weinman, who has lost more than 180 pounds in less than 2 years. She won $500 in BAC bucks and a new Under Armour jacket. Coming up next on WBKB News at 11, lots of unwanted ice on the roads this weekend, but one Michigan town used the ice to build about 100 sculptures for an annual ice festival. Plus, 2 big banks are set to report earnings this week. One has agreed to pay quite a large sum to settle several federal investigations. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In state news, the downtown area of one Michigan town was a cool place to be this weekend. Downtown Plymouth was full of ice, and this ice was supposed to be there as it was the annual Plymouth Ice Festival. There were about 100 ice carvings on display, some sculptures over 10 feet tall. One attendee said January is not a very exciting month, so it was nice to come out and spend an afternoon with her mom. There were many activities for the entire family to enjoy. College ice carving teams from local culinary schools were in attendance. They also had what they call the dueling chainsaw speed carving competition last night. Professional carvers came and the crowd yelled what they wanted them to cut. They had 15 minutes to cut it. Adults could enjoy the ice bar, also complete with drink specials and live music. The festival ended around 6 o'clock this evening. In your Money Watch, contrary to popular belief, U.S. workers are staying at the same job longer than they did in the 1980s. According to new labor statistics, U.S. workers remained at the same job for 4.6 years as of 2012. That's compared with 3.5 years in 1983. The trend appears to hold up across all ages and genders. Experts say the numbers suggest American workers are stuck in a rut and staying in their jobs longer rather than looking for new opportunities. Big banks are set to report quarterly earnings this week. We'll hear from J.P. Morgan Chase Tuesday along with Wells Fargo. J.P. Morgan has recently agreed to pay a total of about $20 billion to settle several federal investigations, including a probe relating to the Bernard Madoff scandal. And on Wall Street, stocks took a disappointing unemployment report in stride Friday. The Dow slipped about 8 points, but the Nasdaq climbed 18. No drastic changes in gas prices over the week. GasBuddy.com and AAA of Michigan put together state and local gas prices. The highest price for gas in Alpena is coming in at $3.33 at Shell. The lowest is at $3.32 at Admiral. The highest gas price is $3.71 in Flint, and the lowest price across the state is coming in at $3.09 in Detroit. There's still much more to come on WBKB News at 11. Jeff Cole will be in with a look at sports in slightly warmer temperatures this weekend, but how long can we expect these temperatures to stick around? I'll be right back with your weather forecast. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's time now for a look at the weather. Today the high was 37 degrees. The normal high for January 12th is 27 degrees. Our low today was 32. Normal low is 12 degrees, so we were quite a bit warmer than the average temperature for this time of the year. Record high was 57 degrees. That was just last year in 2013. Record low 16 below. That was in 1917. Sunrise this morning was at 8:11. Sunset this evening around 5:15. Taking a look at the current conditions here in Alpena, currently 35 degrees, south-southwest winds around 13 miles per hour, making it really feel like 24 degrees outside. Moving in to take a look at our satellite and radar, pretty clear for the most part today here in Alpena. You can see some cloud coverage over us right now, and it looks like a little bit of precipitation that may be moving into the area. We can expect to see possible snow or possible drizzle, more likely between 1 and 4, and then possible snow and sleet after 4 a.m. A low of 33 degrees tonight, south winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then moving into tomorrow, snow and sleet, but that snow turning into just only snow later in the day. 39 degrees for our high, southwest winds around 10 miles per hour. And then moving into tomorrow night, we have about a 30% chance of snow. That's going to be mostly before 7 p.m. 21 degrees for our low, west winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And taking a look at the week ahead in our extended weather forecast, you can see for Tuesday it looks like there is going to be snow. That's mainly after 1 p.m., a high of 26 degrees, a low of 20. Wednesday we'll see some sunshine. However, it will still be cloudy. 18 degrees for our high, 9 degrees for our low. We'll jump up to 29 degrees for our high on Thursday, and then Saturday, slight chance of snow showers. That will continue Thursday through Saturday. Saturday we'll see a high of 21 degrees and a low of 6 degrees. And now it's time for today's photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Pete Wilson. He took this photo yesterday afternoon around 12:30. It's a look across Thunder Bay with Lafarge in the background. You can see the ice reflecting like a mirror. It certainly was an icy day yesterday, but what a neat photo. Thank you, Pete, for sending this to us. If you have a photo that you would like to send us, just email a photo along with a short description to news@WBKB11.com. In your Health Watch, a new report shows most doctors never discuss alcohol use with their patients. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says at least 38 million Americans drink too much alcohol. And while most are not alcoholics, excessive drinking can cause health and social problems.
There are several different patterns of problem drinking. One is binge drinking. A second is heavy drinking throughout the week, averaging more than 2 per day for men, more than 1 per day for women.
Researchers say screening and counseling can reduce a binge drinker's consumption as much as 25%. Another CDC report shows cases of lung cancer dropped between 2005 and 2009. The rate fell more rapidly for men than women. The American Lung Association says the figures prove tobacco control efforts are working. And an experimental device is showing promise for sleep apnea. The implantable device called Inspire provides a mild electronic stimulation to the patient's upper airway during sleep to help prevent the tongue from collapsing and blocking the airway. Researchers say a year after the device was implanted, patients experienced fewer interruptions during their sleep. In national news, former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates is speaking publicly for the first time since writing his controversial new memoir. In an exclusive interview with CBS News this morning, Gates said he does not regret anything that he wrote. CBS's Allison Harmelin has the latest from New York.
Robert Gates calls his new book, quote, an honest account of his time as Secretary of Defense.
People gave me a lot of credit when I was in office of being blunt and candid about what I felt about things. I could hardly be any less in writing a book.
The former cabinet member is attracting attention for questioning President Obama's leadership. Gates says the president had reservations about whether his strategy in Afghanistan would work.
And as I write in the book, it was this absence of passion, this absence of a conviction of the importance of success that disturbed me.
But some lawmakers questioned the timing of the book.
When we've got troops in harm's way, it does concern me that these kind of comments are made.
My preference would be that people would refrain from writing these sorts of things until the president is out of office, because I think it undermines the ability to conduct foreign policy.
In his book, Gates slams Vice President Joe Biden for his foreign policy views, but he praised former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Do you think she'd make a good president?
Actually, I think she would.
Gates says his service as Secretary of Defense under President George W. Bush and President Barack Obama was the greatest honor of his life. Allison Harmelin for CBS News, New York.
Gates is wearing a neck brace as he recovers from a recent fall. Well, sports is coming up next, but first, Jeff Kolb is here with a preview of what's ahead. Some hockey this morning, right, Jeff?
That's right. Alpena's JV hockey team took care of business this morning. I'll show you how. Plus, I took the plunge along with some other brave beginners that tried speed skating for the first time today. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. So stay right here on WBKB as the news continues. Most of the time, the Alpena JV team plays doubleheaders, but today, the Wildcats with just one chance at a victory. Alpena facing Northside. We pick it up in the third. Wildcats up 2-0. Alpena goalie Trevor McConnell didn't have many saves to make in this one, but the ones he did make were certainly impressive. And Alpena's offense, they took care of business as well. Nick Adrian lighting the lamp. The refs needing a second to confirm it, but it is a goal assisted by Cam Cosbit and AJ Nowak. Make it 3-0. And that was just plenty for McConnell, who was strong, facing several Northside power plays in this one. Northside would dump in a goal late, but no match for the Wildcats, who win 3-1. Trevor McConnell, what's the recipe to success?
All around, we played real well and just didn't make any mistakes. We're really doing well in practice and just team bonding and all that.
In girls hockey, the Alpena Warriors were on the road today against Manistee. Game 1 ending in a 6-6 tie. Amber Repke scoring a hat trick and Brianna Dahmers making 22 saves in that one. Then the Warriors taking Game 2 5-3. Kirsten Tursky notching the hat trick and Emma Fraser making 18 saves for Alpena in net. In light of the injuries and scoring droughts, one thing the Red Wings can hang their hats on is the league's second best record on the road. Only the Ducks have been better, but tonight's road task could not have been a tougher one for Detroit in Anaheim, where the Ducks haven't lost in regulation all year. Peter Mrazek in net for Detroit, knowing he'd have to be good against an Anaheim squad that scored 4 or more goals in 6 straight games, and he was superb early, keeping the puck out of the net in the first. But the Wings unable to muster offense, and Mrazek finally getting beat in the second by none other than former Michigan Wolverine Andrew Cogliano. Ducks up 1-0. Detroit with some close shots trying to even the score, but the puck uninterested in the net tonight as the Wings lose 1-0. Looking to tomorrow night's basketball lineup in boys action, Alcona with a very tough test at home against 5-1 Hillman. Augrey Sims tries for 3 in a row at Atlanta. Fairview will look for its first win at Hale, and 6-1 Posen will host Wolverine. Oscoda goes to Mayo in a battle of one-loss squads, and Whittemore gets Rogers City at home, still looking for its first victory. In girls action, Joburg will travel to Boyne Falls, while Tawas welcomes Roscommon. Those scores and highlights tomorrow night at 11. To be completely honest with you, I'm a terrible ice skater. Why am I telling you that? Well, the Winter Olympics are coming up, which of course includes speed skating. And today, Alpena Speed Skating Club offered the public a taste of the sport that's earned Apollo Ono countless subway commercial spots. So despite my skating shortcomings, I gave it a shot. It's not every day you get to try a new sport, especially one that requires pads to protect you from severing vital arteries. Naturally, my first speed skating question was just how sharp are these skates?
About as sharp as a knife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's not worrisome.
Your neck guard so that if you fall, nobody slits your throat. Dangerous sport, you know.
Not sure if I'd live to anchor the 11 o'clock sportscast, I set out for lesson number 1. What were you thinking when you first got out here like I am today?
Well, I did play a lot of hockey, so I was familiar with skating, but it is a little bit of a different stroke. In hockey, you push from behind like this, and you do that to get started, but in speed skating, we really just push from the side. Try to step over that way and pull me as you step across your body. Get to the blue line, and you try just going on one foot. Again, we want to have our bend. What that does is that gives you flexibility.
Less than 10 laps into my speed skating career, it was time for another lesson, one with even more of an Olympic feel. I'm here with Barry Winslow, former U.S. national team skater, right?
Yep.
So tell me about, I've been training now a little bit, and now you're going to kind of give me some testing here.
There you go. Good. Yeah, keep your chest down. Get your butt down too, nice and low, good. And then when you get to the corner, just try to bring that right skate over your left skate.
I'd watched speed skating plenty of times in the Olympics before, but the truth is you can't understand just how hard the sport is unless you try it, which you can every Wednesday and Sunday at Northern Lights Arena. And it might just be that fun sport you never thought you'd discover.
Hard, but what do you think, first time or not?
First time? Hey, you got to start somewhere, you know?
So first, I have to thank you, my wonderful photographer.
Oh, it was a good time.
So it was a good time, and honestly, I thought it was going to be even more scary than usual for me on skates because they're so much faster, but it really wasn't that much worse. It was actually a little easier for me.
No, you talked it up like you were really a horrible skater, and when you got out there, you didn't fall once, so I was pretty impressed. Not too shabby.
A lot of work to do, so definitely not heading to Sochi.
It's all right. You got to start, right?
Like you said, you need somewhere to start.
There you go. Well, coming up next on WBKB News at 11, Giant Panda Cub Bow Bow is on display to zoo members in Washington, a week ahead of her full public debut. That story after the break. Welcome back. Bow Bow was introduced to members and friends of Washington Smithsonian National Zoo yesterday morning. The female giant panda cub will be on display for zoo members for a week ahead of her full public debut on January 18th. The amount of time Bow Bow and her mother will be on exhibit each day depends on the bear's behavior, meaning in the first few weeks they may not be on view for long periods of time. Bow Bow spends up to 20 hours a day sleeping. Both bears will have access to their private den. Bow Bow was born on August 23, 2013, and will move to the China Conservation and Research Center for the giant panda in Wolong when she turns 4 years old. What a cute panda.
Big things ahead for Bow Wow. She's going to China.
Oh, yeah. How exciting is that?
She's on a public display.
I'm kind of jealous of her sleep schedule, 20 hours a day.
A little nervous. They said they might put her in timeout if she's not acting well, but hopefully.
No, I think what they're saying is that she'll be tired because she sleeps so much. So you might not be able to see
one went over my head
through all
clearly,
hours of the day. Yeah, it's all right, Jeff.
Cool. Anyways, and remember you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on more news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV.
That will do it for tonight's show, but be sure to tune in tomorrow morning. Kelsey Fabian will be here on 11.3. Have a wonderful night.